C'est la vie. AT, you know it's me. Early in the morning, back at it again. Southside kid, man. I was born to win. I got the BARS because I'm the best. Hey, one time. Hey, Daniel, tell him the rest. Go get the bars. I'm the best. I might be the best to ever do it. I might be the best to ever do it. Ever do it. All right. He's a little better. I'm the best to not do it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I feel as though no matter what, you're going to leave the word best in there no matter what. So,
the best. I can't not be the best.
I understand. You go right ahead, sir. You go right ahead. But today we're going to be talking about Stargirl and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So let's get this for the people.
No one. First of all, I know it said. I don't know if y'all can see. It says, "Hey man, and I'll overslept because he's tired. So tired." Also, I bought my son. Well, my son has a Batman hat. I got to. I just got. He already. I think I gotta get him turtle ones, Ravens. I'm just going with stuff that's going on today as we wait for more people to come in. It's me. The truth says, I'm the best. I'm the best. It is what it
is. Yeah. You consider yourself the best. That's fine. That's fine with me.
The people out there saying I'm the best.
All right. No argument with me.
I don't know. You making that face.
No argument with me.
I'm the best to ever do it. One time, my boss say so fluid, I can never be entrapped. That's all y'all get for free. That's all you get for free.
That's all I need. That's all I need. I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Oh gosh. All right, everybody. I got a big day tomorrow, so I'm about to be. I actually can't say that because stuff. Anyway, welcome back to Real Comic Book Talk. We're here to talk about the last 2 episodes of Stargirl and the last 2 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know it's been a little while, but things came up. Y'all saw what happened in the world. We got to go do what we got to do. Isn't that right? Daniel, big dollar money. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, Dan, you want to get into the Stargirl? Or you want to get into S.H.I.E.L.D. first?
Since we're doing the last 2 episodes of Stargirl, which were actually pretty smooth. One was Wildcat, which was the recent one, episode 4, which was, I gotta tell you, the smoothest background story I've seen in a while. Like,
for what? Wildcat?
Wildcat. That was pretty smooth how they did her whole background story. And the episode before that, which was Icicle, when he after what happened when he returned to the town out there in Nebraska, and made it perfectly clear that he is not to be trifled with, and he is definitely the boss.
So this, all right, for me, right? These last 2 episodes really remind me of what DC Universe does. A lot of its shows, it gives you the characters, and then it tells you, all right, these are their motivations, and then it's like, all right, but why are they motivated like this? Then it goes backtrack and tell you why they're motivated. Like, makes a compelling point here. You just add the characters. They don't give you the backstory. As like for Icicle, we knew Icicle was the big bad. We knew he was the leader, but we didn't know why. We didn't know why he brought everybody together, and we don't know why that attack worked. It was because of him. He put it all together. And why? Because he wanted to make a better America for everybody, which they don't really discuss what that actually is. But I guess it's supposed to be inclusive for everybody. I'm not quite sure. I just know he wanted a better America and make those people pay for something. It got vague, but it was vague and deep at the same time. But man, did he take a life? Oh my gosh. Icicle's a thug. Daniel Icicle's a thug, man. He's like,
yeah, I think he's more like a villain. He's just a villain.
all right, he's
A
a gangster.
he's a villain with a plan.
He did not have to kill that the wizard's son. He didn't have.
He had to make an example.
He made the example, and then he killed the father too. I mean, it was so smooth.
He had to let everybody know who's in charge and everything. Look here, y'all ain't gonna disobey me and have hesitation and everything else. It was a point that was needed.
It was, but it was so heartbreaking. All right, but there's a few character developments I want to touch on. Dave, I need you to either agree or disagree. Tell me why. Okay. I can't think of the stepfather's son's name. The little brat who was part Tart's last episode and always got some slick stuff to say out his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He needs an ass whipping. He needs a good old fashioned ass whipping. I'm talking about like you take a leather belt with the little metal spokes around in as holes.
Mike Dugan, I think it is.
Huh?
Mike Dugan.
But no, his father. I mean, his son.
Mike Dugan.
That's his son's name?
Yeah.
Okay, Mike Dugan needs a mighty ass whipping. I mean, it is what it is. Dang, look, the slick stuff he's been saying out his mouth since we saw him first introduce him, he deserves an ass whipping. I mean, he literally, when he had I think it was like episode 2, when he had to bring him back home from school because he did something or said something, and then all he did was punish him with a paper route. I was like, what? He came, first of all, he walked in the house and was like, hey, I did what I did. Where's the games at? I want to play the game. I'm like, oh, hell no. Nah. Ass kicking. That little boy needs an ass whipping. I mean, in the worst way, Daniel. In the worst way. Like,
if you notice, his father is not the disciplinary type. He's more of a basketball person.
That right there turns into, he's one of those people. Oh my God. Like, Daniel, just think about that. Think about this. If that boy was saying that stuff in a black house with a mother and father, what do you think would have happened to him?
It would have never got to that point. It's possible to happen. It all depends on how you were raised and everything.
That's fine.
And his father is not his father's probably one of the ones who's not the disciplinary type, which it seems like it anyway. So he's going to get with the smart with the mouth. Yeah, it's not uncommon. It's just
what
it is.
The problem is that it's not more uncommon. He needs an ass kick. He needs a legit ass whipping. And I'm talking about like one of those joints where at the end of it, they're like, I'm gonna call child services. He's like, and then the parent says, well, by the time you get there, I'm gonna whip your ass some more since this is about to be it. And just keep whipping. He needs one of those joints. He really needs one of those. Badly too.
He don't.
He needs one of those.
It's to each his own how they want to raise their children and stuff. But I'm not one to say you definitely need a whooping or not. You need more of disciplinary thing. You need.
The problem is that this far into his life, he's what, teenager? I want to say 13, 14, somewhere in that general area. Yeah, it's about 12, about somewhere between 12 and 14. So he's already got a little, and you can tell he's real comfortable with being with saying some slick stuff in his mouth. So now you got to go hard. You got to double down on the stuff you didn't do before. Hey, Sheena, welcome back. I know you missed us. We're missable people. You missed everybody here too. Wait for more people to come to chat. We're talking about Stargirl, episode 3 right now. We're about to move into episode 4. But Sheena, I know. Do you believe that Mike Dugan, the step brother of Stargirl, needs an ass whipping? I'm talking about a black family ass whipping. One of the joints I had when I was a kid, and I got like a D in math. That's like the final grade. So the cookout, my family, all my uncles are older, but my uncles and older cousins went in the line. I had to go down the line to get my ass kicked. Made on the roll ever since, though. I just want to point that out. Yeah, so hold on. Yes. Thank you. He needs an ass. Everybody knows it, Daniel. Everybody, you might as well just agree with us.
No, it's just a matter of you being more strict and stern on him, and then punishing him with a dang gone paper route. Like at minimum, he could have took every electronic thing out of his room.
At
At minimum,
minimum, he should have whipped his ass.
you know.
At minimum, he should have whipped his ass.
Sure, but the rest of the episode was pretty good too. The daughter is Courtney is like on a mission. She is super
Courtney,
focused, and she's a jump first, she's a punch first, ask questions later kind of person. And her personality, because you say that with the how the father should be doing all that, but the same way he treats her, like with the superhero thing, she's just pushing him all around, and she's doing whatever she wants, and he's not explaining the seriousness of what's happening. And in this episode, in episode 3, Icicle, it all comes to a head when the boy gets killed, and it's by her. It's because of what she did. If she didn't start something in this particular place and get caught, and run out there like Mike said. Mike said it's it's a trap. Like it's going to be a trap when you go out there, and it was clearly a trap. She wasn't ready for it. Mike had to save her somewhat, and it ended up with somebody dying. I'm actually happy that it happened early on, where they're showing like DC Universe. This is originally a DC Universe show. It's showing on early on that there's consequences to you being a hero, and here's some of the consequences. And I was like, yo, this show is going to be really good, really good.
All right, so back to what you were saying about Courtney and not listening. Same thing. And I'm sitting there like, yo, you have no experience. You just got the cosmic staff and made a suit. What, a week? 3-4 days ago? You have no right to question the dude. He might be on his sidekick, but he's been around. He got way more insight than you. Take your time. Investigate the situation. Learn who it is. Come up with a strategy. The man told you it was a trap. You walk right into the trap. And then he tried to drive it home by telling he drove her to the JSA headquarters, which seemed so out in the open and like unprotected. It's ridiculous. But took you to the JSA, you pulled the cloth back, lights came on magically. I'm assuming it's JSA technology. I don't know how that works. I'll let Al, whenever Al comes back, I'll let him to try to figure out or trash that whole thing where you pull a whole tablecloth off, all the lights in there. Electronics come on in the building. That's not a big deal for me. But with that being said, it is. With that being said, the dude, he showed everybody was dying, how everybody died and all that stuff, and like these were the greatest of heroes and they didn't do it. And then all of a sudden, 10, 20 minutes later, she goes back to the joint and takes all the costumes. I'm like, you got to be killing me. You just had a kid die because of your incompetence. A kid that you just met and was like a really nice kid. Die of your, what's the word I just said? I can't think of it.
Incompetence.
Yeah, incompetence. You just had to explain like all these great heroes. One of you is your dad, all died because they couldn't handle this team by themselves. And these were not trained, but experienced, well-capable fighters, and they all died. And then then you go right back and then try to take control. You're going to give them out to people who you really don't even know. You're just going to go find a whole new team. Like, you're doing everything the wrong way. At some point, she might have to die. I mean, it wouldn't happen in the real world, but in the TV world. But in the real world, you keep going out there doing stupid stuff, you're going to die. That's why people take time to learn their powers. That's why you always see a montage in every movie, every TV show. So kind of montage.
Yeah, no, it's the excitement and the knowledge of finally figuring learning that you had a father out there, and it just so happens that your father was a superhero in her mind, because as she keeps saying, like, Starman was her dad. Like, she's got that, it's stuck in her head. She's running with it. It is what it is. And the staff, the cosmic staff is responding to her. She talks to it. So as far as she's concerned, Pat Dugan just gave her an opportunity to, she just got like her eyes, just enlightenment. She was like, oh, I really do need a team. I can't do it by myself. All right. So I got Pat. He's going to be this, he's strike the sidekick. And then he showed me all this other stuff. And now she's like excited. And now she's trying to form a team and everything. So in her mind, yes, something bad happened, but at the same time, something good is about to happen too. So it leads into the next episode, which is called Wildcat. And in that episode, just
I feel bad for Rob.
Started really well and was excellent on how everything went, how they smoothly told the origin of Wildcat, because they've been teasing it for 3 episodes. Like, you're just in there like, yo, somebody's got to tell me what really happened. And then to see what happened, especially now in this time and age, and how technology is and how quickly stuff goes or gets passed around and can get social media and everything. Because social media, when we were growing up, there were no cell phones and social media accessible to the point like it is now, and information couldn't travel as fast back when we were growing up compared to how it is now. So to see what them kids go through is probably worse than what we could have went through when we were in high school. It was a lot, and especially to find out how her parents responded when she came to them later on in the episode.
That was the worst part.
When she came to him with her parents, and I knew it was going to happen too, because how her mom was cold with her, and how her parents just did not accept her thing, and they felt completely embarrassed and stuff, and they were still angry at her. I was like, yep, that's going to give her more reason to be Wildcat. That's her motivation right there, because if her parents accepted her, it'd be more like, I'm getting my parents back. I can have a normal life. I get to do this. But since they didn't, it's more motivation for her to sneak out the house and be Wildcat and have a separate life of her own and everything. Because now she's more like, y'all aren't going to put me down. I'm inspired. I knew it was wrong, but I'm past it. Can we move on with life? Parents weren't like that. So it's fuel to the fire for her to be Wildcat, for the parents to say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna point out, and I'm pretty sure Sheena can speak to this, as she's a mom. Well, first of all, she said she's a typical teenager. They think they know everything and they know nada. Yeah, that's perfectly right. But I would have thought it changed a little bit once a kid died because of what you did. But she's resilient. I give her that.
No, she found more motivation once she found the JSA stuff. It was just more motivation.
I would have thought it'd be like more motivation to train and then really start listening. I ain't say stop being Stargirl, but it'll make you take a step back, think about what you're going to do, think about your actions, plan stuff out. Because when you just jump in head first, bad things happen.
No, she is planning. She's doing a different kind of planning than you would think. She's planning on making a team and then finding the people who she now knows are even more villainous than she thought. They're actually killing kids and not caring. So in her mind, she sees it as, oh, I got an opportunity to create a team because now I need a team. I'm going after multiple different kind of villains. So for her, this is like, okay, she's still on pace.
Yeah, it's just sad, but I want to talk about going back to the Wildcat episode. I really I really liked the episode. I just want to throw that out there. The parents of Wildcat, that was just so wrong. I could see if you want to be mad at her, disrespect, but then at that point in time, you're supposed to, after like a little while, you come back and like, look, I know this was wrong. I know you feel bad. You're supposed to like talk to your kid, because if you don't and you let them go off and just shun them, well, a few things that can happen. One, they can start following the wrong crowd. In this superhero world, they could be Wildcat. That's as a parent, that's a bad thing because your kid's in danger. But thirdly, I don't know if anybody ever seen that movie Easy A with the love of my life, who played Gwen Stacy. But everybody says she was a slut, so she walked around in slutty clothes, put up like a big red A on her chest for adultery and stuff like that. That's one. But in like a lot of cases when kids get not tossed around, but disowned by their parents and stuff like that, and they fall into a crowd like, well, everybody says I'm a slut. I might as well just go be a slut. then you're gonna be even worse because you should have took your hand around him and help guide him back. But it was just so cold. I was like, that's some of the kind of worst abuse I've ever seen in my life. You didn't even touch the kid. She came to you heartfelt, crying and everything, and you just broke her heart. Turned the TV on, and like that sports game was the most important thing. I was like, this is crazy, legit crazy. I was so sad.
It's just a simple thing of every parents differently. Like no one parents the exact same. They all have an understanding of making sure everybody has different standards to the way they parent and how they see it. Some people are like, long as I put a roof and 4 walls around you and feed you 3 meals a day, that's all I gotta do. Other parents are wanting to get all into their child's everyday life and know everything they do. Other ones are just like, hey, as long as you're healthy and you're alive for the next 18 years, I did my job. Okay.
Right, but her parents were the ones that were in her life every day. When they was rocking her, when she was running for some kind of office in school, whatever, they was rocking her buttons. They were telling all that stuff. I mean, you could tell, but in the beginning, she had a really good, strong family that had her back and support. And then they just completely turned her back on.
Well, it was more of it was definitely for them embarrassment and shame for the whole family, not just her, but the whole family, because it was they live in a small town, so word got out immediately of what kind of child you have and what kind of child people would just assume stuff. Oh, you're raising this kind of child. Oh, this is the kind of child you have and stuff, because of the instead of people asking questions, they'll be making assumptions and stuff and be like, oh, this is the kind of child you raise, so you're out there doing this kind of stuff with your child and stuff. And especially what she did, it's one thing. It's different levels of embarrassment and type of things you can do to embarrass yourself, and what she did is probably one of the top ones. It ain't like she was like getting in fights and she was like beating up another child or stuff like that. No, she went the other route, and it was pretty it's instantaneous embarrassment and shame on family. So for her parents, they were just not accepting of it.
Still bad parent, and it's my belief that's just bad parenting on their part.
I mean, at the same time, they're looking at her, the child that she was, and the way they showed her in the backstory that she was never that type of child. And then for that curveball to hit you just out of the blue, they were like, you're out here doing this? What is this? And then when they say they took her phone, she doesn't have a phone ever again. I was like, yep, they're all the way in.
Yeah,
they're all the way in.
Hey, I understand what you're saying. I don't agree with their decision. Yeah, it is what it is. They're bad parents, is my point. But that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Well, when she put that Wildcat suit on though, and she did and they showed how the suit special effects and how the suit form fitted to her, and then the suit had all these abilities and stuff. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
You kind of remind, the like one of the better parts of the episode. It was so small though, right? Well, they were trying to infiltrate the hospital, right? And Wildcat asked her, like, so how long have you been doing this? She's like, I don't know, about a week and a half. She said, well, how long did your dad train you? Like, well, I never really met him. She's like, well, why am I listening to you? I was like, you're getting it. You're getting it. You're getting it. Why? Question Stargirl. Do not let her be the leader because she was the first one. No, she is not built for this. She is not making any of the right decisions when it comes out here. Hey, comic man Andy, look, we're doing good this morning. Get ready to go to work after this. Maybe. I don't know. I'm feel like 50-50. 50-50. 60-40. 60 I go, 40 I don't. But it's not that good. But I'm doing good this morning. We're talking about Stargirl. About to move to Agent Shield in a little bit.
I can't wait to see what she I like how at the end, not the end of the episode, but they also brought up how the magician's wife disappeared suddenly at the end, and also that they also showed Dragon King. Dragon King is just stepping into there. I don't know what role he really plays within Justice League. He doesn't seem like he's a real member of Injustice Society, but he's definitely there, and he's going to stir some stuff up out there. So it should be interesting to see what role he plays. And Icicle didn't seem like any bit bothered by him, and two thrown off, and it looks like you're fine. We're both going to be on the same page and implement this plan, this grand plan that we finally been talking about for all this time. So that looks cool. And to see Beth Chapel, the future Dr. Midnight, see Wildcat and Stargirl fly off like that was interesting too. I was like, somebody's got to see them. I was like, there's no way in real life somebody's climbing the side of a building.
That's not the problem. You're on the field. Don't use your real names. Literally, you already had the code names.
Nah, they don't know yet. They're still new.
God, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so bad. You have a costume and a nickname so people don't know your identity, and then you still use your identity.
They're teenagers and they're new to the game, so that doesn't surprise me at all. But all the other information that they put up in this episode that teased us for the future of the show was interesting, because with Dragon King, that's going to be interesting to see what he's done. It's funny, every time I look at his outfit, I'm like, you're clearly like a scientist. You're wearing a freaking apron. Like, this is hilarious to me. You're wearing a mask with an apron. Every time I see him, I was like, this is hilarious. Icicle was all stylish and everything, looking all cool and everything with his suit and everything. He's like, I'm gonna be the best looking guy when I step into the scene. I don't care what y'all say.
This show kind of reminds me of the first season of Titans, when they just keep bringing a new character in, and when they bring a new character in, then like they'll tease it at the end of the one episode, and then the next episode is them letting you know the backstory of the character as they still progress the main storyline even further. It just reminds me of Titans.
Yeah, it's smooth, nice and smooth. I like the way they're doing it.
I do too. Too bad, they sabotaged the show. I put it on CW and DC Universe back to back. Sabotage.
It's not sabotage. It's slightly, there's like minor changes. They say I haven't watched both of them. I only watched one on DC Universe because that's the one they keep the most. They don't change anything from that one. So I haven't watched both of them.
It is what it is. Sabotage is sabotage. You can say anything.
It's viewership. It's viewership. That's what it is. You need
it's not good views because it's been sabotaged. But that's neither here nor there. Sabotage is sabotage. It's over. It's over. All right, so that's the Stargirl review. We can all agree that it's
on a good pace.
Yeah, it's another DC Universe win that DC Universe won't get the claim for. Sad. So sad. Now we're going to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I want to preface this by saying I am so sorry I've been hyping this show up. Maybe because it's still in the past. It's not living up to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. levels. Right now it's operating at about a 7. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was always at an 8.5 or higher.
No, it wasn't. We've been trying to tell you, you are always overhyping it. It's not. This is a typical episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like yesterday's episode was a regular episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I believe it was episode 3. And that is how Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. rolls. That's
it's a slow burn, but the slow burn usually is fire. At least
no, it's not. It's not. They come up with like they're all right. Let me put it like this. Okay, so episode 3 entitled Alien Commies from the Future, where they leaped into they went from the 1930s to the 1950s. But a typical episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like the one we saw yesterday. It just so happens that when they make a great episode, it's very memorable because it's really great. And that's what you focus on. This was a typical everyday, like a 6, maybe a 5 episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was nothing how they did the episode was actually pretty good. Like when they brought up the subject because they kind of avoided it in the last two episodes when they're in the 1930s. They avoided the racism thing more than I thought they would have, because Max should not have been in the field, period. He should not even been able to walk around out there. And in this episode, when I saw him in the diner, and then they finally showed the whites only and coloreds only up there, especially when he's in a diner, a black man with a Latino woman sitting at a diner. I was like, the world was nowhere even close to ready for that, brother.
Well, I think in when they were in the 30s, they were up in New York. So like we explained last time we were on air, that it looks wrong, but it's not uncommon. It's uncommon, but it's not the South. Like they were closer to the South when in yesterday's episode. In the first two episodes, they were up in New York. So people weren't really like, oh my gosh, it's a black guy. Let's take. They weren't running around lynching and stuff like that. They were way more progressive in the North in the 30s. So it was uncommon, and people gonna look at you strange and stuff like that. And they're gonna ask questions. You're gonna hear whispers, but it's not like they were in Georgia when they see that, and then next thing you know, they just assume that he robbed some white guy and they hang him. Right?
Yeah. Well. See, my point is, I like how they mentioned it and they breezed past it. They mentioned it, acknowledged it, and didn't make it a focal point of the actual episode. So that's what I liked about it. I was like, okay, they're like, we're going to stay on track. We're going to stay focused on what they're going to. Writers stayed focused on the actual story and everything. So I commend them on that and everything. I even liked the joke where he was like, dang white privilege, and he had to go out there and try to talk to the
he was upset. He was really upset about that.
Yeah, because he was like, it's not my job. Like, I'm a smooth talker, but I'm not the type to have to. I'm not the.
He spiced himself up too. He's like, I can talk. Some of you say I had to get the gab, but I'm not an Agent Shield. He's like, then they all.
He's an interrogator type.
Yeah, he's like, are you gonna make a say? He's like, it's not because of this. Like, yeah. Then he walked off like white privilege. I was like,
I see that one. They did more acknowledge it and everything, but the rest of the episode with the Chronicons and them seeing Daniel from Agent Carter up on the episode, and where she was pretending to be Agent Carter, I was like, this is not going to work out. I can't wait to see how this crumbles and everything, because I believe it was Simmons. Yeah, Simmons was Agent Carter, and how they were, and when they started interviewing everybody to see who the Chronicon was, I was like, this is a typical Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. This is like a jokey and everything at the same time when they're trying to be serious. It'll turn out to be serious, but yeah. That was like, this is, yeah, okay, it was serious.
Oh, my man, Dark Horse is in the building. Shout out.
What up?
He's in Pennsylvania. I'm so sad that happened to you. Don't move down south though. Don't do that. But he's in Pennsylvania. We'll get you back on the show if you ever, actually wake up on time. But he's here. That's all great. Horace y'all know Horace. Go check his channel out. It's fire. He has a comic coming out. Can't wait to get it. Can't wait to read it. It's gonna be fire. For this episode, I've seen way superior episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than this. No doubt. No question, without question. This was good. I was expecting a little better, but I think the problem is, and I'm going to stay by this until I'm proven wrong, is that they're in the past. All right? It's atrocious. Get out of the past. When I knew they were leaving the 1930s last week, I was like, yes, we're getting back, come close to where we at. No, they're in the 50s. I was like, this is out of hand. This is out of hand. Get out of the past. You get out the past, you show jumps up 3 points. I promise you. No, without question.
The whole season is going to be them in the past because they didn't want to interfere with anything from the main MCU timeline. So you can let that go right now. They're going to be they were in the past for 2 episodes in the 1930s, and it looks like in this season they're going to be in the past for 2 episodes with Daniel from Agent Carter, and because the next episode they're still going to be with him. But the rest of the episode was pretty typical Agents of Shield for me. It was just like, okay. Like everything was even when they dropped them off and they had to pretend like they were aliens and we were gonna probe you and stuff. I was just like, yeah, this is typical stuff.
It felt more like
everything, and everybody's powers seemed to be everybody seemed to be off. May was off a little bit, Yo-Yo was off, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they
when she was
how they
when she was I was like, can I talk about May? Because when they were doing the smoke bomb in the actual facility, I'm thinking she was like having a panic attack. That's what it looked like at first. Like she couldn't breathe and you're paralyzed, stuff like that. Like you're having a panic attack. So I'm like, oh my gosh, May can't fight. And then they drove down that I can't ever think of that super. I can't pronounce it. The robot alien. I was about to say Katakon. That's not it. Whatever the you know what I'm talking about. I don't know. You gotta stop making that face.
What are you talking about? The Chronicons?
Chronicons. I was about to say Katakon. The Chronicons. When you told her the Chronicon that was at the tower doing something, she was fighting
powering up the tower. She was powering up the tower because the tower didn't have enough. There was never enough energy or anything that they didn't have enough.
All I'm saying is that May was fighting. I thought she was having a panic attack. So now I'm trying to figure out what was the thing now was really happening and why did she freak out like that? And why Yo-Yo powers not working? It's a lot of questions that I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will answer because they answer all questions. It's the best. It's one of the greatest comic book shows on network television there ever was. No doubt about it. You can't name 5 network comic book TV shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in your history, in your entire history. You can't name 5.
I don't care. I don't care too.
Yeah. It matters. It matters everything. It matters a lot. But yeah, it's one of the top 5. So I know they'll turn it around as soon as they get out the past. Just gotta get out the past. I'm not an advocate. You know what? It's just thing with me. Any show that goes into the past is already wrong. It's already messed up. You go with like a few years back, that's fine. When you skipping decades, whole decades. They almost did a whole century when it was in the 1930s. That's almost a whole century. You gotta get out of it. You got to. You gotta get out of that. Man. I'm not a fan of that. Escape the past. Live in the present.
Yeah, that's not what the season's even going to be about. There's so much. They gotta go. They're going into well. I tell you this. It'll change when they reintroduce Fitz to the show. Whenever Fitz comes back, that's when the show. That's when the show is definitely going to change, and then we figure out whatever problem that Coulson is now going to have. They're adding a little something to him. It looked like the EMP probably did some shorting out in his circuits. And I looked up, and it was funny because I was reading up some stuff before we got on, and one of the people pointed out that they was like, yeah, they had a little bit of a goof where the EMP knocked everything out except for Yo-Yo's hands, because her hands are robotic now. So her hands should have just stopped working and just went like that when she was out there. I was like, yeah, that would have been interesting to see if she was like out there trying to help him out and her hands just went off. And May was like, what the heck happened to you? That would have been cool to see.
That would have been all right. You know what? I don't know where you read that from, but whoever thought about that, genius mind. Genius mind.
They just forgot. They forgot about that. What you're going to do when you just give her regular looking hands again, and everybody forgets the small details.
All right, so going back to my comment, ain't 5 shows in your lifetime better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He said Arrow. I can give you, or he said Arrow. Arrow's right there. No doubt. Krypton. I can't give you that one. Smallville. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They really watch it. Wow. Constantine. The one and done. No, one and done don't get mentioned. and Lucifer.
What it done was excellent, though. That one season of Constantine was actually pretty damn good.
I'm not denying that, but was it better than like with that 5th season of Agents of Shield with the LMD and Ghost Rider?
Probably.
Oh, that's what you believe? That's cool. Then Lucifer. I like Lucifer. It's not better than Agents of Shield. It's not. It's just not. It's good. It ain't better.
For the sake of argument and you wanting to have to you starting this, then sure, yeah.
But you just said for the sake of argument. That already defeats the purpose of the argument. You had like a real argument, it'd be fine, but you just said to argue.
It's not my list. It's not my list, but I'm just saying for the sake of argument. But
you come over the list one day and then
I don't really care. I just like watching. I like watching my superhero shows.
All right, PTSD May was completely off. I thought that too, right, Sheena? But then she went right back into fighting outside I was about to say Catacon again. The Chronicon. Right, like she literally fighting. Yeah, they almost lost, but it's a crime. Oh my gosh, that name's gonna kick my butt all season. But hey. And then she told me to stop it. I think me, you both know, Sheena. I'll never stop it. It's like the bars will never stop. Like the heart will never drop.
What do you expect for the rest of the? Well, I'll start us off. But for the rest of the season for Agents of Shield, I expect it to be continue with all this past stuff and some more surprises, some more characters that we haven't seen in a while, and they should be bringing out some more guest appearances. I should say, more guest appearances in every episode. Can't wait to see how Fitz is how they're gonna write him back into it, and because with Fitz, for the last couple of seasons, when Fitz appears in an episode, it's a big deal. Like he'll usually get a whole episode about himself or why he's here and stuff, and it's gonna be amazing. Like he's gonna come in at the last minute and save the day and be like, "Yeah, I'm here because of this. We have to do this." That's what they've been treating him as, a savior, or whatever, for the last couple of seasons, and him and Simmons is gonna, have a moment there, and everybody, all the fans are gonna be like, "Oh my God, they're so in love." So I can't wait for them to bring that episode up, and it should be. Agent Shield is going to be good. Can't wait to see if they actually mention any other Shield agents, or if he has any other Shield agents with him, or is he just by himself traveling through time or whatever.
I don't know.
When will they find the ship, the Chronicon ship?
They're not gonna find that until they get Simmons or close to Simmons. But so this is what I want to know. All right, Egon was left in the 30s. Is that going to come back and play a role at some point? We didn't talk about last week's episode. Remember, he got left in the 30s.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then he was giving out all that. Well, he was like answering questions that the dude who had like 1,000 twins and duplicates of himself throughout his tribe and history. His DNA must be strong as a mother. It's beating out everybody's DNA. Everybody looks just like him. But he used to giving him answers and stuff like that. Like, so it's the question that always comes to mind with time travel. Is it what comes first, the egg or the chicken? Like the ages that do become real robotics and want to get into that stuff because Egon came from the past and talked him into it, or is it vice versa? Like, I gotta know. They probably won't answer that.
No, that's exactly why they did that. That's why he got into robotics.
Right, but I'm saying, so that means no matter what happens, time doesn't change. It's oh my gosh. We need all right. I said this last time. We need somebody to really travel in time. Like full life.
You're completely overthinking this.
I know.
It's this type of time travel is simple. It's just simple old classic time travel where if you go in the past, you can affect your future time travel. Not the end game one where it creates a different timeline.
Well, talking about
this is a simple basic everybody knows time travel where everything is still linear. Where if you go back in the past, then your future, you can change your future. That's the kind of time travel they're dealing with. Simple as that.
I'm not worried. I know that. What I'm saying,
no, you're acting weird.
I'm not acting weird. I'm just asking questions that need to be asked. All right. The other question that and nobody really answered the question is the chicken or the egg? Did he get into robotics because Egon was there, or is Egon just helping move along his future?
No, I'm telling you right now, it was because he came.
Pause. What's up, R.D. Smith? Welcome in. We've been talking about Agents of Shield. Why you here? I don't know how long you've seen. Give me 5 network superhero shows you think are better than Agents of Shield in your lifetime. 5. It's gonna be a hard list to come up with because it's really not good shows, but ones that are actually better than Agents of Shield. I want everybody to do that. Have that list ready for me within the next 2 minutes. Everybody, that's pretty much all we got for this right now. I know I'm trying to go see if we can get on tomorrow. This is other comic book related stuff I want to discuss, like the Batwoman situation where they're not replacing Kate Kane. They're just making a completely new character that's never been made up before. They're just gonna have her replace Batwoman. We got to discuss that. We got to discuss.
That's horrible. That's the dumbest thing you could do. Just replace Kate Kane's character. Just replace the actors. That's all you gotta do. It's too early in the story.
Save that energy. Save that energy.
It's just too early to be doing all that other stuff.
Henry Cavill was supposed to be coming back as Superman and doing some cameos in different movies. We'll talk about that. We're gonna be talking about some other stuff. Movie theaters might not be open ever again. AMC might be done forever. Oh my gosh, that's gonna hurt because that's all we really have around the DMV.
Doom Patrol is.
Doom Patrol season 2 trailer came out. I gotta finish season 1. I gotta finish, and it's gonna be on HBO Max. You don't know why? Sabotage. Remember, I said that they're sabotaging DC Universe.
They're not sabotaging DC Universe. It's a bigger plan. Plus, HBO Max is HBO Max is also losing a few of their DC Universe live action movies. They're taking them down. They're going to just keep rotating movies as it goes on to keep people interested in stuff. So that they plus they're going to keep some of them rotating, and then other ones are still under contract with other distribution networks and stuff. So they got to take them down and give them back to the networks.
Yeah,
that originally have them. So
it's a weird, it's a fluid motion. I tell you that.
It's definitely that. It's definitely that.
The movie theaters because AMC came out and flat out said, "Look, we don't open up soon. We might be gone forever unless somebody comes by AMC." And AMC,
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody comes around and either invests in AMC or not, because that's a big part of everybody's life. Going to the movies is a big deal.
Yeah,
you need that. You need that outlet in life.
I get that, but the studio's like, hey, look, well, we can make good money and not share with anybody. We make these big blockbuster movies and put them on streaming, and you rent them for $25 for 2 days, and then everybody does that, and we keep all the money. We ain't got to share with any of the movie theaters. Why not do that? They might go there. I mean, you don't like it, but if you're a business, if you can make more money by not sharing it with another company, wouldn't you do that?
I mean, yeah, but I don't know if you're going to make the amount of money off of that as you would, because I don't know how the foreign markets are. I don't know what the foreign markets look like with your streaming service. If your streaming service is available in foreign markets, like DC Universe is not available in any foreign market. You can only get DC Universe in America.
No, but not put on DC. You not put it on your streaming service like that. I mean, like go on Apple. What's that? Apple or one of those joints where you could just watch the movie right there.
Go on iTunes or
put it on
what?
Before you
put like the phone services or one of those types.
Yeah, and then after a few months of that, then you put it on your streaming service like they do normally. Just take out the movie theater part. Give yourself more money. I mean, that's just a thought. We'll talk about more of that tomorrow if I can get on. If I can might have a special guest like Logan or Shayla or even Al or Titi. We might, I don't know. But that's all we got till next time. I want to thank everybody for coming on. Artie Smith was here. Horace was here. All right, Artie Smith was here. We know Sheena was in the building. She never not in the building. Doc Horace was here. I know earlier we had Comic Andy. He was here. It's Me the Truth, who only says like one thing and then he's gone. There's a lot happening in the chat while we were talking about that stuff. But yeah, speaking of this one, Artie Smith, Will Smith didn't want to come back in Suicide Squad. He got offered, he didn't want to do it, but he also didn't want anybody else to be Deadshot so he could come back if he wanted to later on. It's like a whole thing. But look, we'll try to be here tomorrow. So if y'all know what to do. Y'all already subscribed, but tell your friends to subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. We're gonna be out doing what we gotta do. I'm gonna go ahead to go to work. Daniel is gonna do what Daniel does. And that's all the time we got till next time, everybody. I'm gonna hit you with some bars before I go. Cause Southside, you know I gotta always close the show. I'm the TMNT, the world's greatest. ANT one time, man. I never faded. Oh.